Hello, hello. How are you all doing on this fine Thursday evening? I hope everyone is ready to write because I know I definitely am. Let's go through and say hi here. Hi, Nicole. Happy to see you. How are you? I'm good. I'm very well. A little tired, but good. Yeah, can't complain. Let's get this XP going. I know it really is like a game now, isn't it? And then everyone's saying hi. Hi, Ian. Happy to see you here, Ian. All right, so it's looking like we have a small group tonight. So let's see. I'm going to get to the end of my manuscript here. Okay, yeah, take a minute to let me know what you guys are working on in the chat. And I'll just wait like another minute to see if anyone comes in later. I'm only going to give them like a minute or two. And then maybe we'll go right into a sprint, depending on how you guys are feeling. Because I have been making some progress. I feel like I'm getting fairly close to the end of chapter 11, actually. I don't know if I'll finish it today, but it'd be really cool if I could. And I think I'm close, at least. Yeah, I feel like I'm close, I guess, is how I should put it. And then honestly, I'm so excited to get to the next chapter because chapter 12 is when things in my story start really like the pace starts picking up, like much bigger things start happening much more frequently. So I'm really excited to get to chapter 12. Also, my technical halfway point is would be like halfway through I guess halfway through chapter 13. So even though my word count is technically where I wanted to be at that point, so I'm definitely over my words per chapter or my expected words per chapter, I'm still getting close, but I'm excited to hit that chapter 13 and officially be halfway. Okay. Ian says reading a book at the moment, should be done soon, and then I'll shift to whatever. Nice. Are you reading anything super interesting, Ian? I myself am reading The Ghostwriters Club. I am a little over halfway now as of a couple nights ago. So I'm slowly getting through it. And it's not that the story isn't captivating. It's very captivating. I just am like dead tired when I go to bed usually. And that's when I try to read. So I'm just fitting it in as I can. But I'm a big fan. Definitely enjoying it. And that's okay. Yep. Hello, everyone. How are you all and what will you be working on? Hi, JK Lambo, by the way. Welcome. Hi, Christina. Good to see you. Gonna be working on my Act 2 of this whip. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, Act 2 is a good place to be. I think I'm still in Act 2. Pretty sure. Pretty positive. Yeah, I'm not even deep diving into that. Yep, gonna call this Act 2. Pretty sure it's still considered Act 2 for sure. Let's see. Nicole says working on my dark academia fantasy dual POV novel. Oh, I'm obsessed with that. I love dark academia. I have an entire like gallery wall over here. That's all like dark academia. How do I put this? Like different paintings and stuff. Yeah, I'm a big fan of dark academia. Let's see. And fantasy and dual POV novels. So, hey, when you're done, I'm going to be excited to read it. Let's put it that way. JK says, I'm also revising chapter 11 of my pastry chef rival to lovers novel, Project Sugar and Spice. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I've seen you in different streams, like making progress on Sugar and Spice. So that's awesome. Let's see. Congrats on thank you so much, Christina. This has been, I mean, God, it's been such a journey. I'll just put it that way. Like, but I was so relieved when I looked out and finally saw 50K. I was like, thank God. Yeah. Super excited. Thank you, Christina. I'm stuck at 12,000 words. Been there. you will get past it. Believe me, you will get past it. Ghost Writers Club 2. I've got about 20 pages left. Okay. Don't say a word. Don't spoil anything. Not that you would, but I'm so excited to see how it ends. It's almost giving me like, I doubt you ever watched this ever, Ian, but maybe some other people in the chat will know, but it's kind of giving me like Pretty Little Liars vibes. So I'm into it. I watched every single episode of Pretty Little Liars and it ran for like 8 years. So, Araya, oh, hi, Araya. Happy to have you here. Happy to see you. Well, chat with you. You know what I mean. Let's see. I should say rewriting my act 2. It's been a whole thing. Feel that. Yeah, I think my chapter, I didn't have to rewrite a whole act yet because I'm still on draft 1, but I have already rewritten. I think it was chapter 8 gave me like so much of a headache. I had to rewrite it 3 times. I have the Ghost Writers Club on my TBR. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. It's really good, Nicole. Just whenever you have time, you should definitely check it out. The Butler did it. Oh my gosh, this is giving me back to your favorite movie, Ian. It's giving me Clue vibes. Still working, so I'm just hanging out. Oh, nice, Araya. I have not seen Pretty Little Liars, but I'm old, so I haven't seen a lot of things. You're not missing anything. Pretty Little Liars was like a teen. It was like a teen girl show, really, that took place on, what was the was it like ABC Family or something? I think they rebranded as Freeform. But it was like 4 girls in high school who their friend died. One of their best friends died, okay, in their friend group. And then shortly after their funeral, the friend's funeral, the friends all start getting text messages from an anonymous person who just signs them all as A, like the letter A. And this person like knows a lot of stuff about their life that it seems like nobody else could possibly know and stuff. The only difference being, I'm sure Cody's book has like a really good payoff, like a really good ending. Pretty Little Liars is no worries, Nicole. Happy having you here. But in the end, it ended up being that a lot of the characters happened to have like twin siblings they didn't know about that were wreaking havoc and stuff. Like, it was a very far-fetched, like, horrible ending. And there ended up being like 3 different people who were the anonymous person. It was really bad, the ending. It was horrible. But I can almost say without a doubt, without even having finished it yet, that Ghost Writers Club is going to have a much better ending. So, okay, let's see. We will, Nicole. We will. We're going to do our best. Yeah. You see why I feel like there's a lot of parallels, kind of, in a good way. Like, it's not identical. It's just there's a similar vibe, you know? So, all right. How are you guys feeling? Are you ready to jump into a sprint? Are we ready to spin that wheel? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and take us over because I'm ready to go. I'm like ready to do this thing. It has been such a week and I really want to get some writing in. Thank God I'm going to write tomorrow night too, and then hopefully a little bit this weekend. And then I'm meeting up with someone on Monday, I think, to do some writing. But I'm hoping to make some progress tonight. Let's put it that way. Doom. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Doom comes up. I do have it up and queued up and ready, so we'll see. But all right, Christina says spin the wheel. Here we go. We're going over to spin the wheel. You all have 5 seconds to put your guesses in if you want to guess what time it's going to land on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. All right. $30. Okay. That's a good place to start. I feel like we lately have not been getting any of the bigger amounts. Am I crazy? Like, we used to actually get the 50s and the 1 hours, and that has not happened in a hot minute. Hopefully that will change, because I feel like as I've been streaming with you all, I've actually kind of gotten accustomed to the longer sprints. Let's see. But that's okay. 30 works for now. It's a good warm up, right? Yeah, maybe it's, yeah, being jinxed by the Wheel of Doom. I don't know. Yeah, there's been a lot of shorter ones. Now, I will say, I call 30 minutes short, but there are a lot of people that, you know, when they stream, they only do like 25-minute minute sprints and stuff. So it's still a decent amount of time. But yeah, I kind of like the longer ones where you can like really sink into it and get lost in the work for a little bit. But that's okay. 30, we're going to take this as a warm up. We're going to be positive and be productive. So, all right, everyone, I have 30 minutes on the clock. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you on the other side of 30. Here we go. Okay, how did that sprint go for everyone? Sorry, I'm just jotting down a quick note on my phone of something I thought of. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna get back over to the chat here. Okay, Araya says, when I write by myself, I literally just sit at my desk for hours until I'm done. LOL. I don't think I'd accomplish anything within 20 minutes. Yeah. I mean, the 20-minute sprints, when people do them, they do like a bunch, you know, in succession. They don't just do one. But yeah, it's definitely helpful, I think, to have the longer ones. For sure. Ian says, I read things. It's ending soon. Okay. Okay. I won't keep you then, Ian. Won't keep you too long because I know you're probably eager to see how it ends. Anyone else want to share how the sprint went for them? If not, we can jump right into another sprint. You know, I mean, that 30 was pretty short. Christina says, okay, got through a chunk of 300 words. Nice, with writing 37 new words of it. Very nice. Very good. 300 words is pretty good for a 30-minute sprint, I think. JK Lambo says, no words written except the last 2 minutes where I wrote 13 words. The rest of it was spent scrolling through edits of 911 on Twitter. Valid. Totally fair. Totally fair. And 13 words is 13 more than you had before, you know? So I wrote like a bunch of words, but honestly, well, I shouldn't say a bunch of words. It's still not even that high of a word count, but I was writing a lot of notes because sometimes as I'm going, it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes as I'm writing, I don't want to say alter my outline because all the same events happen, but kind of like the way that they happen will shift at times. So I was making notes on like some brain blasts that I had. If anyone used to watch like Jimmy Neutron, it was like, you know, these moments of clarity where I was like, oh, this is what I could do. And I wanted to write it down just so I know going forward kind of like what my options are. But let's see. Okay, I got 326 words. So, not too shabby. I'll take it. But a lot of them are not going to stay because, like I said, they're more like notes on where I'm going next. Okay. Yeah, exactly. 13 words. It's more than you had. I'm telling you, I do that all the time where I'm like, I only got 100 words or something, but it's more than you had. So I love how Ian, he knows the format of this stream so well. He's just like, spin 40 minutes. Christina says, oh yeah, that totally happens to me too. Like I know a beat will happen, but as I write things change so much. Yeah. Yeah. I had my first moment in this chapter of, you know how people say as they're writing, they had one thing in mind, like for their character, right? They want their character they have an arc in mind for their character and they think they know how it's going to happen. And then as they're writing, something unexpected will happen and it shifts kind of like your view of that character. And you're like, maybe I should go in this direction instead. I thought that there was no chance that would happen in my story because everything is so thoroughly outlined. But actually with one of my background characters, like a character that's not even... they're very much like a B, maybe even a C character, if that's a thing. Okay. But they had a little moment with another character and I thought, this could be kind of cute. This could be something. And it like developed her personality so much more. So yeah, I feel like I'm definitely noticing that a bit more like as I progress in writing. I'm like trying to be a little more flexible in certain areas, but not all of them, because I do want the core points to still stay the same. But it's cool when something unexpected kind of surprises you. So, All right. I think Ian said to spin. Christina says exactly. LOL. This is why writing non-linearly, linearly. Gosh, I can talk. I know how to talk. Would be so strange to me. LOL. At least I could write a note to myself in the future. You know? Yeah, exactly. That's why I have to write linearly. If I don't, I also feel like it's such a cumulative thing when you're writing a story. I just don't know how I would like bounce around, you know, and I have a really thorough outline. I think if anyone could bounce around, I could bounce around. I don't want to. I feel like once things change, like if something changes, even if it's a small thing, I'm like you, Christina. I want to know that, like, okay, I know this now. So in future chapters, I can kind of like build it out, you know, whereas if I had already written those chapters, I would have a lot more work to do in revisions, you know. I think so. All right. I think Christina said, yep, down to spin. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I'm ready to spin too. I feel like I'm like in the zone, you know. I want to try and get, as I was writing these little notes, I was like, I don't know that I'm going to finish chapter 11 tonight, but I'm at least going to get close. Cause I've got at least one scene that's like pretty tense that still has to happen. That I'm actually kind of excited for. Yeah. So I don't know that I'll finish it tonight, but I'm definitely gonna try. Nodding vigorously in agreement. 1 hour or 20 minutes. Man, you really, Araya, you went on either end of the scale there, either end of the spectrum. You were like, I either want an extreme sprint or a baby sprint. But you know what? That's totally fair. Yeah, I have a lot of like tense, intriguing, mysterious, like I shouldn't even say mysterious. A lot of things are going to start happening in these next, in my next chapter. And so this is somewhat of the kickoff to things like really picking up, you know? So I'm excited. I think it'll keep it going, for sure. I'll get hopefully some decent words in on this next sprint. All right, here we go. We're going to go over to our wheel. I'm going to give everyone, you have 5 seconds if you want to guess how long our sprint will be. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ian putting in his guess from earlier. 0. All right, here we go. Another 30? This thing is rigged. I'm looking at this real quick. Hold on. This is just, I'm feeling rigged here. Yeah, it's not rigged. It's just that I have it programmed to where the odds of getting the shorter times are higher. Because I figured people would prefer the shorter times. Maybe I'll change the odds going forward. I'll have to just change the wheel for next sprint because I think the odds may be a little too out of balance, I guess. Yeah, the wheel wants us to do a lot of sprints today. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I'm going to take us back over here. I don't even need to update the timer because I've already got it set up, but let's see. And nobody guessed 30. I was going to guess 5, but there's none there. Yeah, that'd be pretty brutal to do a 5 minute. Although it might be kind of funny to see how much people could get done in 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. On this particular format, well, I guess across all of mine, really, I treat the wheel like it is an all-powerful being, though. Like, I have a rule: I will not respin. I think what I'm going to do is just look at the settings for the wheel for next time and maybe make it so that because you can see on it, I have it set up where, like, each section, you know, some sections are bigger than others, and it's set up that way in order to increase those odds. But I think maybe I'll make it a little more evened out for next time, you know, because that's definitely what's doing it. So I'll just make it them a little closer next time so that hopefully we have chances of getting bigger ones. It's not that the chance doesn't exist now. It's just the odds, I think, are 3 to 7. So yeah, I'll try and change that maybe next time around. Just a bunch of 20s or something. My stream on Friday. So my stream tomorrow is going to be just 20-minute sprints. If 20s are your thing, just saying. For the storyboard stream, it's going to be 4 20-minute sprints with 10 minutes in between each one where we actually play the game. So yeah, the wheels word is law. Yep. It just forces you, because the thing is, if I respin when it hits the low numbers, then I feel like I have permission to respin when it hits a high number. And then I would never do like the really high numbers, you know, like there'd be no point in even having Wheel of Doom on there, because I would just be like, I'm not doing a 2-hour sprint, you know? So I feel like it makes sense to hold to the wheel. Or randomize which length of time. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Well, you can't randomize it. You have to set up the odds the way I have it set up. But right now it's 3 to 7. I think I can make them closer. I can do like a 4 and 5 or something. Araya says, you're such an honest person. I would be like, nah, that's not what I want. Yeah. Oh, that's actually, you know what? This is actually not a bad idea, Ian. Evelyn's choice or chat's choice. Now, if it's chat's choice, if we really wanted to get super dicey with it, which I love a little bit, just a little sprinkle of chaos, I could say if it lands on chat's choice, it's whoever enters a time first. Like whatever time gets put in the chat first is the time that we're doing. Oh my God. We'd all be like, Doom. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably have to say like anything other than Doom. It'd have to be 60 minutes or less, you know, but I'd be like, anyone that wants to put a time in, whoever is first to put a time in. That's actually not a bad idea. I might consider that. 6 effing hours. Oh my gosh. That's like the, remember I told you guys I floated this a while back, and I don't know that I'd ever do it, because I could only do it by myself. I would never be able to convince anyone to come on with me for a Wheel of Doom stream if I had this in play. But I thought about, for my Wheel of Doom streams, having the regular Wheel of Doom, but having a sliver on it that was like the Wheel of Triple Doom or something. And if you landed on that, you would go to another wheel that had all like 3 hour, it was like 3, 4, 5 hour sprints or something. But yeah, I was like, nope, don't do that. So I probably will not be doing that. But especially because I already have the Wheel of Doom stream like set up. But I'm definitely making a note in my phone now to possibly, I'm not promising anything, but I'll definitely like consider it when I have a little more time to like mull it over, you know. I'm going to put possibly add Evelyn's choice or chat's choice. I'd probably do chat's choice more than my choice, just because I think it keeps it more fun for you guys. But I like the idea. Chat's choice. But yeah, I do like the idea. Yeah, we'll have to rein ourselves in for real. I think it could get a cutthroat if I did that and put like whoever's first, you know, to enter one. But that would be fun, I will say. That'd be a fun time. Fall asleep while writing Wedge. Oh my God. Now we're getting really, we just need like a, you know what we need? I don't know if anyone ever watched Parks and Rec, but there needs to be a Wedge on there that's like, instead of a sprint, it's like treat yourself. You know how on Parks and Rec they used to have treat yourself day? We'll have treat yourself. And then we'll have another wheel that has slivers on it that's like 15-minute nap. Go have a sweet treat. Go for a walk. Like something like that. That'd be kind of fun. It'd be like an all-day write-a-thon stream. You know, I kind of was thinking if I hit 500 subscribers, I have thought about doing like an all-day stream. I think it'd be kind of cool because I know there's some people in other countries that have mentioned to me, like, you know, this time of day is hard for me to, you know, make. It'd be nice if it was earlier in the day, but that's kind of harder for me on a regular basis. So I told them I would try and do it, and I am going to try and do it at some point for like a special edition stream or something. But yeah, I do think an all-day stream, I could get behind that. But I'd want to do it as like a celebration thing, you know, because I wouldn't do that all the time, you know. So doing it to mark a momentous occasion or something would be pretty cool. Yeah. Just have a nap wheel. I'm all about that. Just have one wheel that just says nap across it. You spin it just for the heck of it, but there's no other slices in the pie. Oh my gosh. Treat yourself. I love Parks and Rec. Yeah, I've seen every episode of Parks and Rec. It's so good. I do think The Office is better, but I do like Parks and Rec. I know a lot of people say when they watch The Office, they struggle because they have a hard time with the secondhand embarrassment part of some of it. And I will say I have a character in my book right now who is not like anyone in The Office, but her arc, I'm kind of having some trouble with. There are moments where I'm like, is this too much? Is this too, like, are people going to get secondhand embarrassment from her? You know? So I think that's definitely something when I eventually send this out to betas, I'm probably going to, I don't know that I want to point that out, but I may upfront be like, are you experiencing are there any moments where you experience secondhand embarrassment from any of the characters or something? Because I think I'm worried that she might be a little too, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, but The Office, Parks and Rec, like that kind of reminds me of that because I was thinking of that last sprint. I was like, man, is she giving too much secondhand embarrassment? She hasn't yet, but especially in the scene I'm about to write, I'm like, I don't know. This might be pushing the envelope. Also, as a side update, and I'll update this really quick and then we'll start our sprint. But Mike is now back under my desk. If you remember from last stream, I was like, I moved him out from under my desk. And I really tried with him. I was like using TREATSs, all kinds of stuff. He was not having it. He wasn't being mean or anything. He just kept trying to like bob and weave around my legs to sit under the desk, and it was killing me. So I put him back under there, but I had to move my whole desk like 2 feet out from the wall. So it's such a weird setup now, but whatever. My desk is in like the very middle of the room, but he's happy because he's under the desk. So if you see me looking under the desk at any point during the sprints, that's why. Let's see. All right, it says, I get secondhand embarrassment all the time. It's horrible, but doesn't stop me from reading/watching TV. Yeah, it didn't stop me. I don't get it as much watching stuff like in The Office. I kind of can see where people get it, but I didn't get it as much, right? But I did get it really badly from, if you've ever watched the British version of The Office, oh my God, that is horrible secondhand embarrassment. Like, it's horrible. But I don't really want I don't want people to get that from her. Do you know what I mean? That's not my desired effect with her arc. That's why I'm like trying to think. Anyways, I'm trying to like analyze her character a little more to see if I can. And again, I don't feel like it's too bad yet. I feel like in this chapter, though, I'm definitely walking that line. I can feel it, you know, and I'm like, okay, we need to course correct before I paint her into a corner where she's too cringe, you know, to where it's uncomfortable to read. And she's not my main character, but still, I don't want her to, be like that. So Ian says, as long as Mike is happy. Yeah. I was like talking to my mom about it, and I was like, you know how people say, and this is so silly, but you know how people have that saying that's like happy wife, happy life? Like, that's kind of how it is for me. If Mike's happy, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like, if he can just chill and be happy so that I can do other things, then we're both, you know, very happy. So it is what it is. It'll work out. Hey, sometimes you got to have the character go through what needs to happen for the story. I know it's like brutal, though. That is true. That's actually a really good point, Christina. And like the thing is, the way she's acting, I don't want people to get secondhand embarrassment from it, but I do want people to look at it and be like, oh my God, that girl's annoying. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of, I'm definitely torn on like, do I let her be annoying, even though it kills me? Like, I feel bad making someone act this way and do these things. Is this just like part of it? I have to put her through this so that she could come out the other side a better person. And for the sake of the story, like it plays into a lot of things within the story, but I'm like, God, it's so hard to do that to somebody, you know, but you might be right, Christina. It might be like her burden to bear, you know, her path to walk. So we'll see. I'll see what comes out on the page, and then I can always change it. You know, I can always revise it later. So, all right. So we have, we've got a cute little 30-minute sprint on deck. We're going to go ahead and get into it. I wish you all the best of luck, and I will see you on the other side of 30 minutes. Here we go. welcome back, everyone. How did that sprint go for you? I'm trying to find where I started, so I can give a word count. Yeah, I think I was here. So I got 403, or wait, is that right? Did I include? Yeah, 403 words, which is pretty good for me for a 30-minute sprint. It was better than the last one for me, so I'll take it. But I definitely think it helps, like, the events of the chapter, making things flow more. Also, I saw that during that sprint, we got Ari in, and I saw everyone said hi to Ari. And then we got Margot in. Let's see. Yep, Margot. Welcome, Margot. Happy to have you here. It's really cool that you have an IRL writer friend. I'm hopefully going to have my first IRL writer friend. We're meeting on Monday. It's someone from AuthorTube, and I'm very excited. So I think we're going to do some writing sprints at a local coffee shop. So I'm definitely excited to finally have someone in person, you know, who's a writer, you know, to kind of hang with and work with. So let's see. All right. Christina. Ooh, hold on. Christina got 189 words that time. Nice. Very good. That's a good chunk. That's really good. Ian says, windstorms here. Power keeps going out. If I disappear, I apologize in advance. No worries. Been there. Had that happen. Totally appreciate the heads up, though, Ian. Definitely appreciate the heads up. Does anyone else want to share how that sprint went for them? If not, we can go into another sprint. I'm usually live till at least 9. I try to end right around 9, depending on when the wheel, like, depending on what kind of sprints the wheel gives me. But I usually try to end around 9. So we've definitely got time for another sprint, at least one more. So let me know if you guys are on a roll and you just want to keep it moving. Like, we can do that. I'm currently writing a fight scene between two guys, and I feel like I just finally was getting into their headspace. It's kind of hard to know how men would fight one another, like argue. But anyways, I'm figuring it out. I'm trudging through. But yeah, I'm definitely in the zone. So if y'all want to keep sprinting, I'm okay with that. That was a tough one, not gonna lie. Yeah, I feel like that one was better for me than the first one. But yeah, isn't it weird how the sprints can be all in one stream but like hit you differently each time? It's pretty interesting. Reading the epilogue now. Spinner. Men would have a slap fight. We're afraid of each other. Oh my gosh. Well, luckily, I don't think they're going to fist fight. At least not here. Not at this point in the book. But yeah, they're like arguing. Anyways, it's like such a silly, it's a silly scene, but yeah. Okay, Christina says lots of lore I have to put together in a not info dump kind of way, so I'm figuring that out. Relatable. I had a lot of lore I needed to inject in the beginning of mine. One story I put in as my character was listening to like a radio show, and that's kind of a consistent form of information, I guess, within my stories. I have like I have 2 radio shows that different characters listen to at different times. Although in this first book, I think they're only going to listen to it a couple times, but that's a good way that like I've introduced lore. And then another way was I had one of my characters talking with another character, and they were actually practicing public speaking, and I had them tell a story that had been passed down over the years. And so that's another way that I got some lore in here. I think the rest of it is going to just be told in smaller doses, but I relate to having like big info dumps that you need to get in somewhere, you know, and try to figure out how to do that where you're not just info dumping. Yeah, it's hard. Thank you. Yeah, it was like the best thing I could come up with, and it fits with my kind of like, I wouldn't say time frame necessarily, but it fits with where the world is technologically, right? To just have it be a radio show. So yeah, currently my main character is just talking with her cousin, so I'm trying not to make it boring. I get that. Yeah, I really had to think a lot. Like, this really was something I struggled with a lot, because I'm calling it like an epic romantasy, like epic romantic fantasy, because I feel like it has the world building of like an epic fantasy, but it also revolves primarily around two main characters that, you know, have a romantasy kind of storyline. But I had a lot of lore and I needed to get it in up front somehow. And like, I really struggled. Like, I empathize so much, Christina, because I really struggled with a very similar thing. And I had to really think about it in my outline. Like, where can I plant this stuff? There were actually a few things where, like, info dumping wise, I needed to sprinkle it in and find a way to do it effectively without info dumping. It's so hard. So yeah, I've got my fingers crossed for you, Christina. If anyone can do it, you can do it for sure. Let's see. All right. Are you guys ready to spin the wheel and do another sprint? How are we feeling? Yeah, I mean it. You got it, Christina. Like, you can definitely figure it out. Sometimes part of the sprint too, like, there have been times where I just need to stare at the page and think, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes writing isn't the best use of sprint time. Sometimes you just need time to let things percolate, you know, and just ponder different options. So Ian's ready. Christina's ready. All right. Let's see. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely feel like I've done that a few times where I just need to stare at the screen for a minute. Margot's ready. Margot came to win today. She is ready. All right. I'm going to take us over to the wheel. Here we go. I'm going to give you all 5 seconds to put guesses in if you want to guess what time we're going to land on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's so funny. Christina goes 30 again. If we get 30 again, I'm going to be convinced that this widget is like something's off, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the odds of the smaller sprints versus larger sprints, but let's see. Hmm. 25. We are so it's like kind of better, but not really. You know, it's fine. We're going to have an easy night tonight, and that's okay. We'll take it. As long as it wasn't 30, I'm happy for right now. Like I said, I'll try and alter this for next time. But yeah. So Christina, ironically, you were the closest. But yeah, not quite. All right. Let's get us over here. Get us back over here. Oh my gosh, snap. Okay. Oh, I don't know anyways, whatever. I'm gonna, here we go. 25 minutes. All right, we have 25 minutes on the clock. We've got good vibes, great people in the chat. Thank you, Margot. Yeah, I'm really excited. I hit it the other night. I put like a little excerpt up on Instagram in my stories. Actually, I put like a small excerpt from one of my chapters up, but I think it's gone now. I thought about putting it in the Discord in the what's the tab? Isn't there a tab called like snippets or something? Yeah, snippets. I thought about putting it in there, but then I chickened out because Instagram stories disappear. So I was like, I'll just put it on Instagram and let it disappear. But yeah, I was really excited when I hit it. I hit it yesterday or the day before. But okay, well that set y'all off, the Discord mention. Let's see. Yeah, post it in the Discord, Christina. Snippets, do it. You guys are so sweet. Y'all are so sweet. It was like a very short snippet, but yeah, I may put it in there. I've never shared anything in the snippets part yet. Also, did Miley, just asking since you guys are in here, Ian says, I mean, no pressure, but yeah, post it. Yeah, I might just post. Anyways, I'll figure it out. We'll see. Okay, this is what I was just about to ask, actually. I don't know that I'm going to send anything in for the next one because I'm only on chapter 11, right? And I already sent in my first chapter. And I feel like if I get too addicted and send stuff in every time, I'm going to, like, how do I put it? Like, the story times are going to move faster than I can write, you know? And I want to, like, save some stuff. I want to, like, spread it out a little bit. But I do love Miley's story time. Like, I want to hear everyone else's story. So I was actually just about to ask before you said this. I was like, does anyone know when the next one is? But, like, I don't want to pressure, you know, Miley to do, I do not want to pressure Miley to do another one because it's just really cool that she even does it in the first place. But send your first chapter again. I missed it. Yeah, that was a very spontaneous moment where Miley just was so nice about it. And so was everyone else. I did not intend sending anything in at all. But maybe we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I've been keeping my eye. I do keep my eye out and lurk, like, specifically to make sure I don't miss it if she puts one up. But I also second sending that first chapter because I missed it too. Yeah, maybe I will. I probably should, like, touch it up a bit because I didn't even touch it up at all before sending it. I hadn't reread it, nothing, because I have a rule with my work that I can't reread any of it until I'm done the first draft. I'm hoping that'll make it so that I don't have to take time between finishing it and then starting revisions because everything will be pretty fresh. But I probably should, if I was going to send it back in, I should revise it a little because it was still kind of rough. I mean, you don't have to, but LOL. I will say, though, someone that was in there, okay, who heard it said that it gave them Studio Ghibli like vibes. And one of the movies they mentioned, and it was just the vibes of it that were familiar, but one of the movies they mentioned that it reminded them of was like Howl's Moving Castle. Have y'all heard of Howl's Moving Castle? But anyways, I hadn't seen it prior to them telling me that. But the other night I sat and watched it. And actually, I'm not going to lie, like, I do feel like that was a very on point comment, especially after only having read my first chapter. I was like, wow, I'm really glad to know that this is what the story is giving because it's exactly what I'm trying to kind of give. But yeah, I had never seen it before. So it was wild to like watch Howl's Moving Castle and be like, yeah, I feel like this definitely is a similar vibe. So that person was spot on. But I can't remember who it was who said it. Yeah, it was very flattering, obviously, that they compared it to that. But because Studio Ghibli is huge and very well done and like beautiful and very artsy and great world building. So, yeah, this is why I want people to read my stuff, too, so I can low key get some comp ideas because I have no idea how my whip is vibing like. Ooh, yeah, I'm not. See, okay, question. Do you guys feel like comps are important if you're not doing trad pub? Like, here's the thing. Even if you're not doing trad, which I'm not doing trad, I want to do self-publish. I do feel like a lot of times people on social media will be like, it's a crossover between this and this, you know, like, if you like, and they'll be like, if you like this, this, and this, then you should read this. Like, do you guys feel like that's that matters. I mean, maybe I should ask this in the Discord and not in the middle of a live stream, but I haven't really thought much about like what to compare my story to, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Howl's Moving Castle, I feel like would definitely be a good comp, but again, it's not really similar. It's more like the vibes of it that are similar. I don't know. Anyways, I could talk about this for way too long. Araya says, I just keep buying more and more comps. I need to read them and stop buying. LOL. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think I could probably compare it to stuff that I already know, but I don't really know what it would compare, like, come close to too much. I think it is important for marketing. See, that's what I'm thinking. I think it can still be important for the book description and how you sell it. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the vibe I'm getting with like, okay, I want to keep everything in my book a secret and be like, trust me, read it. But that doesn't really work in the real world, you know? So I feel like you almost do need the comps just to convince people to like take a chance on it, especially as like an indie author who will be a first time author. This will be my debut. I do feel like I kind of need to come up with some, so I'll have to think about it. I feel like one that definitely comes to mind, but it's not a book, it's a movie, but I definitely feel like it has like Treasure Planet vibes. If anyone has seen Treasure Planet, like, I think it has kind of like Treasure Planet, like maybe a dash of like Spy Kids, like that kind of, but like a much older version. I don't know how to explain it, but it's got like a lot of that kind of steampunk-ish type vibe, while still being fantasy. So I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. It's a trad thing specifically, the whole comp titles, but indies can use the marketing. But I just meant like what my book sounds like, you know? Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't believe that comps are important for self-pub. Comps are used to set the advance, but do whatever you want in self-pub. Yeah. It's interesting hearing your all's opinions on this. I'm actually kind of glad I brought it up. Exactly what Ian said. You can kind of do what you want. You can comp movies too, not just books. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. Because I definitely don't love, you know how, I don't know if you guys see this on social media now, but people are like, it's enemies to lovers. There's only one bed at the inn. Like, touch her and die, whatever. Like, they have all those little snippets that they say. And I'm like, I'm not doing that for my book. Like, there's just no way. I mean, don't quote me on that. You'll see me like, at the end of this, you'll probably see me totally going back on that. But yeah, the tropification. Yeah. And I'm sure it's helpful, but it's like, God, I don't want to like pigeonhole my book into any of those. I'm like, hey, girly pop, what's the book about though? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like, I don't know. I kind of understand the trope thing if you're not, I don't know. I just think, how hard is it to just read a book description or a book blurb? Why do we need the tropes? You know, like I have my book blurb freaking everywhere, you know? Well, I feel like it's everywhere. I mean, I've got it. Look, I've got it on the freaking live stream here. You know what I mean? Like, now I will say I never use this screen. I probably should start using this screen more to like keep it up. But, you know, I feel like, can't people just read a blurb? Now, I will say that blurb, I need to fix it because I made that when I was first starting AuthorTube, and I really did not think about it as much as I probably should have. I just kind of put something together to have something for my video introductions and stuff. But yeah, don't forget the arrows. People, yeah, the thing with the arrows, people do love the arrows. When you have like just a book cover and then all the arrows, the loopy arrows coming off of it with all the tropes. Yeah. That is a thing. Usually what gets me is the little blurbs from the book. Then I have to read until I get to that part. Yeah, see, and that's where I think self-publishing has a little bit of an advantage there, because I don't know, when you have when you're traditionally published, I don't know that you can put little excerpts up places. Like, I think you're not supposed to do that. Whereas self-publishing, you can do that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's like a rule. And that's the kind of stuff that would hook me too, is reading like one little snippet or a little scene. And if I like the way the person writes or I'm hooked on a certain character, then I'll be more invested. I agree. I love tropes, but if I ask what is it about and you slap me with enemies to lovers, I'll roll my eyes so hard. Yeah. And I feel like everyone jumps to enemies to lovers too. And I feel like in certain books, rivals to lovers, which is a different kind of trope, fits much better. But people are quick to slap enemies to lovers on it just because they think it'll help it sell. But I like that new feature on Amazon where it shows snippets. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing where it shows snippets from the book. That's cool. I didn't even know that. That's neat. Yeah, I just know eventually, once I'm finished and actually have a cover and stuff, which is still like a ways off, I know I'll have to start doing like shorts and marketing. And so I do kind of think about this stuff a little bit. But anyways, back to the work at hand, because I'm like halfway through my first draft. I don't know why I'm even concerned with this stuff. But yeah, maybe I'll post the snippet in Discord later. I think that's where this all started, so we'll see. But anyways, are y'all ready to spin and do another sprint? Yeah. Or did we already sprinted? I already had it set up. We already spun and everything. So, oh my God. Yeah, we gotta sprint. We're way behind. Yeah. Sorry. That was my bad. My bad, everyone. Nope. We already spun. I have a 25-minute timer up. Sorry, we already spun. I got lost. I was deep in the convo, and that was my fault. I derailed us. I got it set up. No worries. All right. Again, we have 25 minutes on the clock. Okay, we can do this, guys. This turned into a chaotic little moment here. Oh, don't worry, Araya. It's okay. It was quick, but we have 25 minutes. So, all right. I have 25 minutes on the clock. We can do this, team. I believe in you. Best of luck. I'll see you on the other side of 25 minutes. Here we go. Okay, how did that sprint go for everyone? I was like deep in my outline and totally lost track of the timer for a minute there. Let me see where I don't think I got that many words that time. Yeah, I got 202 words. But that's something, you know, it's fine. And then I was deep in my outline because I was debating how I want one of the characters to react at the end of this, like towards the end of this chapter. Like, whose side do I want them to take, kind of. Like, I know whose side they'll take eventually, but do I want them to take it now or later? You know what I mean? So, also, by the way, we had Jim make it in during that sprint. So welcome, Jim. Happy to have you here. Let's see. Ian says, finished the book. Also, thunder just made me jump. Relatable. Totally get it. I swear I had lightning hit right outside my balcony like last week for the first time ever. It was like a very clear snapping sound. Sorry, my eye itches, but it was a very clear like snapping sound, which was terrifying. I think that's the closest I've ever come. 115 words. Okay, very good. Very good, Christina. So we're in the same vicinity, you and I, of word count. Oh, that's my coffee machine. I was like, what is that blue? Or it's on this side. I was like, what is that blue light? It's my coffee machine. Okay. Got through a full beta read project. Wow. Wowza. That's very productive. You're smoking all of us, Margot. All right. Well, very cool, guys. I feel like we're being very productive. I mean, if you guys want to keep it going, I mean, normally I stop at 9, or try to, but we could, since we're getting all these short sprints, I feel like we could try for one more. If you guys are feeling like you want to go for one more, let me know what you're thinking. It was 1,500 words. So nice and quick. Okay. I was sitting here thinking like, man, how long of a project are we talking about here? Let's do one more, then I can do another beta project. Okay, perfect. Christina says, hell yeah, if you're up for it. Yeah, I feel like I am. I'm up for it. I'm deep in this chapter. I'm really trying to make progress, especially this week. I don't know why, but I'm just like trying to push. I think because I only have one exam this weekend instead of I normally have 2. So I'm trying to like really take advantage, push a little harder, you know. Also hitting 50K, I think has been like really motivating. I feel like now the book is more real, you know, so I'm just like very motivated to keep going. Trying to get through this scene myself. Got distracted with Pinterest. Totally fair. Like I said, I kind of was getting distracted by my outline. I was overthinking. I'm trying to debate how I want my character to, yeah, like I was saying, react in this moment. I may still need to stare off into space for a little bit and think about it and decide. But I think I know which way I want to go. So we'll see. But anyways, all right. Well, it sounds like y'all are up for another sprint. So I say let's do it. Let's get over to the wheel. Now, I swear, if this is the time that it hits doom or like a 1 hour, I'm going to lose it. But it's okay. Sure, spin again, but it'll be productivity food. People don't like it when I skip too many days. Speaking of which, where's Beth? I know, where is Beth? Where is Beth? But no, definitely go eat, Ian. You definitely should. Yeah, Beth is taking the night off. You know what? People are entitled to a night off every once in a while. That's just how it is. And it is summer. People are doing stuff, you know. It happens. But yeah, definitely miss having her in the chat. So all right, let's get over to the wheel. I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds to put guesses in if you want to guess how long the sprint's going to be. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. I don't know what it is with these 30-minute sprints, bro. Like, I mean, it's kind of nice to have them broken up, but geez Louise. It's our third one in this, like, time frame tonight. I don't know what's going on. We are just destined. I mean, I will say, I do feel like I'm being pretty productive. Like, I'm making good progress. So maybe there's something to the 30-minute, you know, sprint, but geez. Okay. I want whatever's wrong with Ian teasing here because I'm like hungry all the time. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Ian's just superhuman. Okay, Christina did get it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but you know, we used to get a lot more variety. I'm gonna have to take a gander at what's going on over there and figure it out. But anyways, all right, well, gang, this is definitely gonna push me to my max, like 9:30. That's probably like as much as I would like to do is 9:30. So I have 30 minutes on the clock just in case I lose anyone in this last sprint, because I know for some of you it probably will be getting late. I'll say this again at the very end as like a friendly reminder, but I do have my storyboard stream tomorrow with Sarita, Hannah, and Ash. So if you have not hit that notify me button yet and you want to see that stream, make sure you go hit the notify me button because it's going to be a great time. It's going to be so much fun. That being said, I have 30 minutes. What is... Oh, it's just chocolate sauce. Okay. That being said, I have 30 minutes on the clock. I wish you all the best of luck, and here we go. Okay. How did that sprint go for everyone? I'm going to minimize my little synonym sheet here. Let's see. Ian says, I may have watched Sierra's new video instead of eating. You know what? Sometimes you just need a little authortube, you know? Although, wait a minute. No, rewind. For a minute there, I thought you meant instead of writing. Sorry, I'm in a haze. You need to go eat, Ian. Ian, go eat. Yeah, what Margot said. Ian, go eat. You didn't eat while watching? That's what I'm saying. I mean, eat while you watch, bro. Come on. You can do it. There's no shame in that game. Margot says, I got half a chapter into Christina's project. Ooh. Love it, love it. That's pretty cool to have you both. That's like trippy to have you both in here while you're doing that. OMG, Margot. All right. Thank you, Ian. Now we can all take a collective breath and relax a little. I'm excited, scared. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like it would be so nerve-wracking to be at the beta reader stage. Like literally when Miley was reading my first chapter, when I tell you I was shaking, I mean it, I was shaking over here like this. It was that bad. It's terrifying, but I'm also so excited to reach that point. I wrote 243 words. Nice, that's really good, Christina. Marco's laughing. Let me see. I don't remember where I started. But I feel like that was a pretty good one for me, too. I think I started about here. And I did a lot of dialogue. 388 words. What? That was pretty good. Yeah, that was definitely... I'm glad we did that sprint. That was really helpful. I'm so close to the end of chapter 11. It's killing me. Let me look at my little notes here. Yeah. Dude, I'm so close to the end of chapter 11. Oh, it's killing me. And my chapter 12 is so... Like, I was rereading that outline and I was like, the vision board for that is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be on another level. I'm going to have to really think about that one. It may have to, like, creep into the middle a little bit or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But Margot says, I usually end up pacing while Miley reads my stuff. That's a good idea. That would have served me well in that moment. Again, I wasn't really prepared for it. I think if I had prepared, yeah, I definitely would have. I would have had like silly putty here to like fidget with or something, you know, or sticky tack or something. Christina had to tackle that scene in another direction. So yeah, had to tackle that scene in another direction. So it was better. Isn't that so great when you have a little brain blast and something clicks and you're like, oh, this is the way to go. Yeah, last time Miley read my stuff, I just stared into the computer. Yeah, I didn't stare at the computer. I think I stared at Mike. Like, I just like looked at the floor, but I was definitely shaking the whole time. Thank God my first chapter is pretty short, too. I don't even think it was like... I think it was like a little over 2,000 maybe words, but I can't totally remember. I need to look back at it. Because I think when I first started writing, my goal was to have all my chapters be between 3,000 and 4,000 words. But when I first started writing this, I was like, let me try and underwrite, you know, because then when I go and revise, I can add stuff in. No. Now I'm in overwrite phase. Like, I've totally changed tactics. So I definitely need to go back and add a little bit to that intro chapter, but that first chapter. But anyways, All right. Well, I'm glad we did that sprint. Like, honestly, I'm even kind of on a roll. I'm like, I probably could do one more, but I probably shouldn't. I should probably stop and stop for the night, because we're at 9:30. That's about when I end. It's like pretty spot on. Maybe I'll finish and then maybe I'll make my vision board, or start making my vision board for the next chapter, actually. I know, I'm so tempted because I do feel like I'm so close to the end of chapter 11 and I'm really like in a groove. There is a part of me that's like, I could finish. Possibly. And I think this chapter's way over its word count. Let me look and see. As many of the rest have been, but let me... it's definitely over its word count. Oh my god. Okay. No, it's not. Actually, I got a little bit left. Just a smidgen of room left. Not much, though. Definitely going to be slightly over my word count when it's done, but that's okay. I can shave that down in revisions. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted, but I think I'm gonna stop and make my vision board. Maybe do something fun for the night, and make my vision board. Well, or I probably should do homework. Actually, now that I'm thinking out loud, I should probably do homework because, like I said, I'm gonna be doing. Well, tomorrow I'm going to see my brother's bringing his girlfriend out for a date over here, like a date night. So I'm going to see them for a little bit. And then I have my, and then I have that storyboard stream. So I don't know how much homework I'll be able to fit in tomorrow morning, you know, so maybe I should stop and do some tonight. It's so hard to pull yourself away from your book when you're really on a roll, and I feel like things are really like picking up in the story, and it's getting harder and harder to like not focus on it, but I need to. I have to. It's fine. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna step away. I was tempted, though. I was definitely tempted, Margot. All right, so that being said, to wrap up, please remember, if you can make it, I have the storyboard stream tomorrow night, which is going to be super fun. It's going to be a great time with a good group. And other than that, I haven't put it up yet, but I think next week I'll have the same Tuesday, Thursday. Like, I don't foresee any issues. So I should have my same Tuesday, Thursday streams next week. I'll try and put that in, pretty soon. Yeah, I'm super excited for the storyboard stream, honestly. It's going to be really cute, I think. But yeah, I'll have my regular Tuesday, Thursday the next week. And then I think that's it. I may pop a little excerpt in the Discord, a little snippet. We'll see. But other than that, I think that's everything for the night. So thank you all for joining me. And I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with my usual wrap up, which is be brave, be a light, and remember that you're so, so loved. And I will see you all sometime soon on AuthorTube. Bye, guys.